Hi, this is Sarah from Crafting for Life. I'm just going to show you roughly today how I've been starting to design my own tapestry crochet. Tapestry crochet is a more intricate kind of crocheting where you make more intricate patterns. This is the start of the pattern that I have been creating. It's a thin tree, and you can see that it's just the pattern is just repeated throughout the piece. I'm going to make a bag out of this one. Obviously, as you can see, I've not finished, but I thought I would show you the start of it. So that's on both sides. This one is done with the British double crochet stitch. And as you can see that the joins, you can still see the joins, and if you look closely you can still see the threads as they're passed through, same there, but there is a technique where you can close that gap up a little bit more. So this is how I have been doing my own pattern making. So all you need is a ruler, a fine line pen, and a good old rubber and a pencil, because you will make mistakes. I've done many of them. So as you can see, I've done the pattern that I wish on that one, and it, like I said, it is using the UK double crochet. So on my chart it's little squares. So what I've done is, if I was just doing a single crochet, it would be just one square, but because it's a double crochet, I'm using 2 squares, so I know where I'm up to. So each of these, each 2 represents a double crochet. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet, and so on. Okay, and I don't color them in. You can color them in if you want. If you want to use many colors, you can do, so you know where you're up to, and to make it a little bit easier for the change. But because on this pattern I've only done 2, I've just left the background white, and I've drawn my color change in black because that is the color that I'm using. But some people do find it very helpful, so if you're using a grey, it's a grey pencil, you could actually just color in the grey, and then if you're gonna have that row as yellow, you could get a yellow pencil and then color that in yellow and grey and yellow and so on, just to make it easier for you to read your pattern. So to get started, you have to have an idea in your head on what kind of design that you want. Look around you, look around your rooms, look around nature, and just get inspiration from what you can find around you. Like I said, these are a tree. I live in an area that is surrounded by pine trees up in the mountains. I'm very lucky, and so that's why I've done a tree for this one. So I started by counting how many stitches I wanted to go in before I started the color change. So on this one, the black line represents my foundation stitch. So obviously you start your foundation stitch going across, and that is why my row 1 starts on this side. So row 1 is my double crochets, now if you're just using 1 stitch, you don't have to do the symbol, but if you're going to do many stitches, many different stitches, I would actually put in what symbols you are going to use. So like I said, that is a double crochet, and if I wanted to do a single crochet or a slip stitch, if we do a slip stitch, So I will just do the dots and then go back to my double crochet. Or if I wanted to do a treble crochet, I would draw the symbol in there. Obviously a treble crochet is going to come up higher, isn't it? So if you do your treble crochet symbol and then you know where you're up to, just keep it, when you're starting, I would actually keep it very, very simple. Just try it initially with one basic stitch. So that's why I'm just showing you today with the double crochet. So that is my finished piece, and then I need to repeat it. So like I started saying, I counted in from the beginning of the row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I started the color change on row 10 and did 11 in black. So I've got a column of 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then go on 12, because I wanted a gap of 3 chains in between here. So there's 1, 2, 3 chains there in between each one, and when I go on to the next one, I will ensure that I've got 3 chains there. So as you can see that I've drawn it in pencil. I would try and keep it as neat as possible. So if you draw it in pencil first, you're going to get your pattern right, and you can rub it out. If you make a mistake, you can rub it out. So as you can see, the beginning of the pattern change is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. So I just go out 1 square and then up 2, because that's my double crochet. And if you draw it out in pencil first, then I've found if I do each side, it makes it easier. So like that, I can do these 2. So 1, 2, and then just keep going. And if you don't have it in pencil first, you won't be able to do this, because it'll be a bit harder to keep up with where you are. Let me get rid of that a second. Try to keep your lines accurate so they're not all messy, because you do want your pattern to look neat and tidy. And then the last one there, and then I can change direction. You see what I mean about it being a little bit easier than if you were doing that all the time going down the steps. So there we are. Nearly finished this one. Last 2, I believe. Oh no, these are the last 2. There we go. And that's your second one made. So to go on to your third one, I won't draw the whole thing because I don't want the video to go on too long. I want you to get on practicing. So count again. Do you remember how many I said? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, I moved. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Going on number 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So you're going to go on that one. So and it's just a column of 2, and this way you can line it up with your other patterns. So again, when you're doing it in pencil, I wouldn't do it that way, because it's hard to see where your squares are. So I would actually, this is how I do it. So I just freehand it. I did that one in with the ruler because I knew that was going to be it. But you freehand your next ones. Okay, and then that goes up 4. So in 1, up 2, in 1, up 2, in 1, up 2, across 4, down 2, out 1, down 2, out 1, down 2, out 1, down 4, in 1, down 2, in 1, down 2, in 1, down 2. So that's your really rough design, and you can repeat this as many times as you want. If you want to go higher, you need to figure out what space you want between your color change. So because I've got 3 here, I would actually go I wouldn't go up 3, because you're going to have a gap like that big. You could do, but I quite like it quite small, so I would only just do 2. So 1, 2, and then I would start my next one. Okay, so all you need to do is just work out. You're not going to get a huge piece of paper to fit the whole piece. You have to work out what is repeated. Okay, so if you just do the top part like this, and then you can go back down to start your pattern. So again, once you've got that starting point, you can start from back down here. It just gives you the ability to know where to start. Okay, so like that. Again, it's just in rough. So when you come to do your neater pattern, you will then use your ruler to get it nice and neat. So just to show you that part, you can see how it's going to take shape. So like I said, once you have got your basic pattern, you can then repeat it as many times as you want. So if you just wanted to do a thin bag, so this is about, I'd say I'm up to about here with this. Okay, so I'm up to about there. So it's going to come up, well, it's going to finish about up to there. So you could do a thin purse, a thin bag, or a pencil case, or anything you like. But if you keep repeating this pattern, you can make bigger pieces. You could use it to make rucksacks, huge blankets. With this one, I'm using 100% cotton because there's no stretch in it. And so to make bags and things like that, it's better to use a thick cotton because it's a lot more sturdy and it doesn't have any stretch. But if you want to use this kind of design process for a blanket, you can use any wool that you want. Just take into consideration the size. Make sure that it's going to be in keeping with the type of wool or yarn or cotton that you're going to be using. Anyway, that's me over. I hope it makes sense. If it doesn't, just drop me a line and I'll try and make it a little bit more clear for you. You take care, guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.